If you fall into the percentile of the population who doesn't fit into a standard office chair and your feet dangle as a result, you might be offered a footstool. So here to explain, one, why feet dangling is a bad idea and how it affects your spine, and two, why footstools may not be the answer, is our seating guru, Dr. Turner Osler. Hello, Dr. Osler. So why shouldn't we have our feet dangling?
Well, I would start with if your employer offers you a footstool, you should fire your employer. That's like employee abuse. I can't imagine that an employer would actually propose that in the 21st century. It's just so upside down and wrong-headed. The purpose of having a chair is to have something that your employee can sit on comfortably and productively. And if you crank them up in the air so their their extremities are waving like a turtle that's been put on top of a fence post, you really can't expect their best performance. It's laughably absurd. Also, um, the gas cylinders that are the thing that adjust the height of a chair come in many sizes and height ranges. The idea that your employer can't find one that will fit you is just plain inconceivable. So your chair can certainly be modified to fit your height merely by replacing the gas cylinder, which is the heart and soul of every office chair, because it allows the height to be adjusted and it also provides rotation. So because the gas cylinder is the center of the thing, um, they're widely available. You can buy one on Amazon, and they're also breathtakingly inexpensive. If you buy them by the pallet load, you can get gas cylinders for as little as $5 a piece. It'll cost you $30 or $40 on Amazon, but that's because it's Amazon. But so the idea that you can't have a chair that fits you that's just not right.
I totally agree with you. I think it's totally unfair to expect people to sit on furniture that doesn't fit them.
And wrong-headed, because your employer wants you to succeed and be productive. And so for them to put stumbling blocks in your way is, they need to think harder about what they're doing to their poor employees.
But isn't it true that it's also very deleterious to have your spine, the weight of your legs hanging off your spine?
Well, it's bad in several ways. First of all, if your legs are just dangling, the whole business of balancing on your chair suddenly became quite complicated. And so, that's weird. But also, having your legs dangle virtually guarantees you're going to have swollen ankles by the end of the day, possibly very swollen. I mean, this is what you do to terrorists when you want them to tell you where the bomb is, right? You hang them up so that they dangle, and all the blood flow is now just under the influence of gravity, because you can't use your feet to cause the muscles in your calves and legs to contract and help the blood get back to your heart. When your legs are just dangling, the blood dangles too. And so your ankles will swell and your calves will swell. And I don't know that this has been studied, but from first principles, we would certainly expect that the possibility of a deep venous thrombosis would go up, because when the legs dangle and the blood pools, it's the stasis of blood that allows it to clot and cause real mischief. So for any number of very simple and even serious reasons, the business of sitting all day with your legs dangling is just catastrophically dumb.
I have a question too. I've been observing this seating situation for many years, and it's just, from my point of view, maybe I'm an outlier here, but it's annoying. And I think it's a tripping hazard, because if you're shifting, if the first shift is working and you're changing shifts and somebody has adjusted their chair and they've got a footstool underneath, the second person coming in doesn't see it. So they're sort of there's some clutter under the desk.
Right, there's clutter under the desk, but more than that, what's to say the footstool is the right height? Because typically footstools aren't adjustable. So now hunting down a footstool that's the right height is going to be sort of a project, and getting it right could be quite difficult. Now, that's not to say that, some kind of thing under your feet couldn't be useful or interesting. If you have one of those tippy boards, as is used in physical therapy, under your feet at your chair, you can make sitting quite interesting and active by having your feet involved. But it's really more, well, it's a passion project. A little hard to get work done while your feet are on an unstable surface, which is why you sure as heck don't want them dangling, right? You want them firmly on the floor so you can organize your posture. Or, if you're a challenge yourself kind of person, you could put your feet on an unstable surface to kind of make it more interesting. But the idea of just having them dangle, there is no upside and substantial downside. And it just, if nothing else, there's probably legal liability that goes with this. So any smart employer will just get furniture that fits their poor employees, for crying out loud.
And psychologically, I second that, what you're saying, but psychologically, if you're not stable, if you're not grounded with your feet, I think the whole body is sort of like looking for some sort of surface
Right.
to
No,
connect with.
your brain has just so much bandwidth. And if it's trying not to fall off your chair and die, it doesn't have much left for answering email that wasn't very interesting to start with.
Well, thank you so much for enlightening us. And I fully agree with you. I think everybody who's working deserves the proper chair, the proper seating, something that they're going to be able to sit in without worrying about falling off. So thank you so much for this.
Sure. I didn't realize I had such strong opinions.